good. So I talked to 2 different therapists actually, one who specialises in like workplace, and then just a usual one that I talk to every now and then, and we just made the decision that it just actually wasn't right for me, which sucks because I was working with the coolest clients. Like, all the work I was doing was amazing. The actual people, so lovely, so kind, so understanding and supportive, but I just had psyched myself out, and it was all on my own
but
doing.
I also think that's so big of you to be able to acknowledge that it was not the right time and you were not okay, and actually prioritize your mental health over having a dream job, because so many people would have just stuck that out because that's their dream job, but for you, you're like, oh my god, I actually physically, mentally not okay.
I was, and I don't know if it was the lockdown, like if I'd started in the office it may have been different, but I just, oh my god, I could not cope.
But there's always, like you said, the work you produced was good while you were there and the people were lovely. There's always a time to try again.
That's the thing. Like, I could not say a bad word about the company or the people or the clients or anything. It was my own internal battle, and not feeling good enough or capable enough to begin with. I think it then just spiraled. Which is a shame, but it's okay. Things happen for a reason.
Exactly.
And I've talked to her, like, I felt so guilty about it. I didn't want to tell anyone. I just wanted to pretend it never happened. But the more people I talk to, the more people I've heard they've left jobs after not being there very long as well, for mental health reasons and things like that. And I think it's just important to put yourself first. Yeah.
I think we're brought up in a society that our lives are so based around our careers and our jobs, which it is, because it's like 9 to 5. That's the most hours in your day.
It's your income.
Literally, and it's usually what your passion is and things like that. But I think we live to work. No, we work to live. We don't live to work.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And I think people need to start living to work, which is...
No.
Oh my gosh, wait, what? Okay.
You want to...
live to work.
Oh yeah, you want to love working? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, yeah, because if you work to live, it's like you're working to live your life.
Yes,
you have to work.
Okay, yeah,
but if you live to work, then it's like you're excited and you're living to go to work because that is what you want to do. So I think it's changing the concept and the understanding of us not seeing work as like a thing we have to do, but a thing we want to do.
And I think, especially in my industry and perhaps in your 20s, there's a glamorization of overworking, working late, working weekends, working, no time to see friends and families and things like that. And because I know it is a point where you're hustling and you may not have family or other commitments holding you down, so you can throw all your focus into it. And if you enjoy it, that's great. But I just, in that lockdown, I think it just made me reflect and think what is really important to me. And while I love the career I'm in and doing that, I needed a break. Needed to put my mental health first and focus on other things. So 2022 for me is the year of mental and physical health. I'm still working towards my career, but I'm just making sure that this year I take a break and really figure out what I want to do and what I'll stand for and what I'll allow and what I won't put myself through and stuff like that.
Well, and also in saying that, I don't think you've had a proper break. Like, you've gone from primary school to high school to uni, out of uni got straight into work. It's like, actually, you're only 24. Like, you can chill and you can take a year and just work in whatever job you want and just make sure that you're comfortable and confident and feeling good. And then it's also probably going to make the outcome in a new job better.
Totally
because you're going to be your best self.
Yeah. Yes, I literally sat my last university exam and the next day started full-time work. I hadn't even graduated
Oh my God.
And I started full-time work, so I didn't even get like a summer holiday or anything.
That's
and I
crazy.
think you're right. I think I was going at such a pace, and it's helped me climb up the career ladder really quickly.
Yeah.
And I think I just need to stop at the level I am now and just become the absolute boss at that.
Yeah.
Before I jump up to the next stage.
Yeah, and it's better to be, I personally think it's better to be at a lower level and do that insanely well than be over your head
Exactly.
in something and like treading water and not being
Yeah.
able to do it, and then producing like half-assed work.
Totally.
They're going to be like, we're not going to hire her again, or you need to be well, I say you need to, but it's good to be excelling at whatever you're doing, whatever level that
and
is.
I think when it's no longer a challenge, that's when you know you're ready for the change.
Yeah,
when things are just coming way too easy, then it's ready for that next step.
Yeah.
And I think, like, just reminding myself that everyone works at their own pace, and it's fine, and it's okay if it takes me a little bit longer to get there.
Yeah, you'll still get there.
I'm still going to get there, and I still want to be really successful and, like, a career boss and all of that, but I think at 24, you know what, I've got time to do that.
Yeah.
I don't have to be that tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I think we're seeing, like, a lot of, you know, people in early 20s and stuff, you know, starting their own businesses and going out and doing these amazing things and becoming so successful, which is so awesome. And I'm like, yes, get it, love that.
Mm-hmm.
But you just have to remember you're at your own pace, and it's okay if you're not there.
Yeah. And you're only in your 20s once.
Exactly.
There's some things that you want to do and you want to experience in your 20s that you're not going to be able to do in your
And
older.
I think, like, I wanted to travel. My plan was to work for 2 or 3 years and then move overseas.
Yeah.
And obviously then COVID happened. So that sort of
yeah.
accelerated my career and everything else that I have down here.
Yeah.
Down here in New Zealand. But I don't know why I said down here. I missed out on that, like, OE experience.
Yeah. Which one day, hopefully, you'll be able to do again. But it's also not putting pressure on, like, feeling like you're going to waste that time because you're not travelling.
Yeah.
You don't have to excel in the career path just because you're not travelling.
Totally. Exactly.
I did do an episode on time wasting, and I actually did it during lockdown.
Yep.
Because I had so many feelings I was wasting time. And I can't remember what I talk about, but I need to obviously re-listen to my own podcast. But it's something to do with, like, the 3 Ps, which is, like, productivity, people, and something else. I don't know. And it's, like, the 3 Ps that we think we're wasting time by not doing or not, like, achieving. And I think it puts 100% into perspective how much pressure we put on ourselves.
Absolutely.
To utilise the time we have. And I get it, life's short, whatever, but at the same time, majority of the time you'll wake up tomorrow. So I'm like, there's always tomorrow.
Totally.
If you're feeling overwhelmed, there's no point in doing something, again, being stressed and half-assed.
And also, we are living through a pandemic. Like, we have to remind ourselves. Like, we were just chilling at home, like, not going anywhere for 4 months. Like, we weren't allowed to. Like, people are dying.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely altered our lives. Like, we shouldn't be feeling perfectly fine and normal. Like, we are actually allowed to be, like, scared or anxious or angry, whatever it is.
And it's a new experience as well. No one knows what the fuck they're doing.
No, seriously.
We're all just winging it, and to be honest, most of the time we're not making decisions for ourselves. They're being made by the government, which is totally outright okay, but at the same time, I can't be like, oh no, but I want to go out.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
and I just think it's like we are in a weird place. So even if all you do is get up and make your bed or get up one day and have a shower, you know what? That's okay.
Yeah.
That's so okay, because what we're living through is not normal.
Yeah, exactly.
And so
the other thing I wanted to touch on is you do speak about how you went to see a therapist. Do you think that had a positive influence on you making some of these decisions and dealing with your anxiety?
It's actually really interesting because I have been to a few different therapists in my whole life, like through high school to now, and I've had really positive experiences and really negative experiences from it. And I think it's just finding the right person that you have that right sort of connection with, and you feel comfortable enough to be able to tell how you're really feeling and don't like water it down. Yeah. So for this whole work situation, the people I talked to were amazing, and they don't give you the answer. Yeah. You have to still come to that conclusion yourself, but they give you tips on how to get through it, and it's nice to have someone there to listen who is impartial. Like, they're not your friend or your
Yeah.
family, so they're not biased to you in any way. So that was really amazing and good.
Yeah.
I've been to therapy before because I have negative body image, which has led to me having, you know, mental health issues and not feeling happy and confident and all of that. And one of the ladies I did see, it was not good for me, and it actually made me feel worse just because of some of the responses on... So I'm a bigger girl. You can't see me because we're recording a podcast, but I am, and I think I grew up around a lot of, you know, seeing what the ideal body type should be, and mine is nothing like that at all. And it just, you know, threw down my confidence. And I'm not going to say who she was, but so I was saying, you know, I'm feeling really sad, and I think it's linked to how I feel about my body and all of that. And she basically told me, well, why don't you just lose the weight and then there'll be no issues.
Stop it.
Yeah.
She did not.
She did.
That's the worst thing you could possibly say.
And so I think my experience then was not great. And so then I didn't want to go for one for a while because it validated... What she said validated that feeling that I was feeling.
Yeah.
If I just was really skinny and looked like all of them, all my problems would go away and I'd feel so much happier and life would be good.
Yeah.
When in fact I can look how I am now and still have a great life and be happy and, you know, do all those things. And it was a deeper issue. Like, I was, you know, mentally in not a good place, and my body image was contributing to that, but there was more to the story that needed to be unpacked, and it wasn't just like, oh, I was feeling sad about the way I looked, like it, you know.
Yeah, well, and she literally said to you, lose weight and you'll be happier.
Yeah.
And that is not what a therapist should be telling you.
No.
It's more the fact of, okay, you feel those feelings, how can we fix them, or how can we make you feel a bit better, but not, oh, you should do this, and it's going to make you, or you lose the weight. And
then I've been to other therapists, and like there's this one who once told me that feelings are not facts.
No.
And beliefs are not facts, which are things that I keep telling myself because I feel like, oh, they're not going to like me, they're not going to be attracted to me, this and that. Is how I'm feeling, but that's actually not a fact.
Yeah.
That is not a fact.
No.
You don't know how they're feeling. You can't read their minds. You don't know that. And I think like that's something that's really, that was a helpful thing.
Well, and the other thing that I learned, and I also spoke about in another podcast, is drawing the line between feeling a specific way, but not being your feelings.
Yes.
So you say, I'm feeling sad, but I'm not sad. Like, you don't say I'm sad.
Yeah.
You say I'm feeling sad.
Yes.
Because it's only temporary. It's a feeling and it's an emotion and it's something inside of you, but it's not you. And I think that's what we do as well, which again, related massively to mental health, but we almost not turn ourselves into the feeling, but we get defined by the feeling.
Yes.
And we say, I'm sad, I'm fat, I'm ugly, or whatever, but it's not, I'm feeling that way, and that is how it should be because you're not actually this feeling.
That's great. That's so true.
It's helpful as well when you're trying to overcome things because
absolutely
breaking down that feeling and understanding that it's just a temporary thing in your mind, it's not you, makes it so much easier to overcome.
100%. And I think like it's good to feel sad sometimes and to process your emotions. Like, you don't have to be a happy person all the time.
No.
But just to, be able to understand that this is just how you're feeling and there are going to be better days and it's not going to be like this forever. This is not you. It's just how you're feeling. Yeah, that's very important.
It's one of my favourite things to live by, and it's so
that's
recent.
a good one. I like that.
But it's like, I'm not sad. I'm feeling sad today. This is how I feel. Oh my god, it's so funny. What else I wanted to touch on is with the body image stuff,